For this back, this is basically, that's a 45-degree back, I suppose. And so I kind of created a space myself by putting some cones down, and I made it quite narrow. So this is an actual tight space. And before we do anything, let's kind of rewind that for a second. There we go. Now, in front of this space is a truck, and of course, you're gonna be getting a lots of different scenarios, and this is just happened to be one of them. And not the most room in the world, but if there was a little bit more room in the space, it would be a lot easier. But I tried to make this as difficult as I could. So that's where I turned. I suppose I should probably let's rewind that for a second again. Where did I actually initially start turning? All right, when the front of my trailer gets to the end of the space, I think is when I kind of really cranked it hard. So cranking it hard to the right. And you can see that I'm going to be turning to the left, basically once I start pointing my truck in this direction here. And I like to stop personally, nearly every back that I do, is when my truck is running parallel to this line here, the trailers are to this concrete over here. Then I like to point my steer straight and then see what happens. And then kind of go from there. I haven't yet to decide exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch my trailer. Now, in the next part of the video, you'll actually see it with all the views and with my head sticking out the window. This is just more of a, kind of showing you what's going on. All right. Now, in a second here, I will be getting out and looking. And I want to show you what I'm looking for when I get out and look. So it gets a little bit nervous here because, again, not the widest space in the world. Like truck stop spaces are a lot wider than this. So, all right, let's get out and look for a second. Let's go ahead and speed that up. There we go. So first of all, I'd like to stop here and take a look at how much distance is from the trailer to this trailer here and here. And it's not a good idea to maybe actually stand back here. That way you can actually take a look at your truck, the angle of the truck, and you get to see this at the exact same time. Get a kind of a better picture. All right, let's jump back in. Now, obviously, there is no trailers here. This is digitally put in by me, just kind of make it more visually appealing. All right, let's just jump back in. Now I go back a little bit, and then I then do a pull forward. All right, because my you'll see in the next part of the video that my tires are getting really close to the cones over here. So I just pull forward, kind of reduce my angle. All right, so then I try and maintain this angle here. And then once my trailer tires get over here, I'll start jackknifing a little bit more. And now chasing it. And we are in. Slowly does it. All right, now let's get to the part where we get to see all the views at once, so I can try to confuse you as best as I can. Kidding, but this is the view that you would be getting. All right, so we've already seen this view here. So let's try not to focus on this for a second. Let's go ahead and focus on the mirrors and in front over here. Okay. Obviously, I can't force you guys to look, but here's a space in here that we're not going to use. Hard left. Now let's stop for once there. I always like to make sure the last thing I look at. All right, before I lose here, let's rewind just for a second. I like to just focus just to make sure I haven't missed anything on the right hand side, because basically I'm going to be losing everything over here in a second. All right, so we're going to get rid of this front view, and we're going to go ahead and stick our head out the window. So you got to do that. Now this takes a little while to do, but you're going to have to draw an imaginary line. Oh, hold on, let me get rid of that. There we go. Going to have to draw an imaginary line. So let's say we draw a line right here. Okay, so that would be going back here. All right, it's just kind of, it's a lot easier in person. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and just keep the steers pointing straight with some tiny little micro movements and then see what's going on. The handy thing about not turning the steering wheel for the first part of it is that you can actually see what is going on the right here. All right, now if I started to jackknife here, my truck would end up going in this area a lot more. But I am chasing it right now because I already automatically did the jackknife. So it's looking good. I'm up to the threshold of the space. And this is where you have no idea what's actually going on the other side. So let's go ahead and take a nice little walk back there. As you can see that there's that cone here. Getting a little tight. And let's go ahead and pause it right about here. All right, so there's the distance between this pole and this. And we're looking at 2 feet. And that's a good amount of space. I'm very comfortable with that space. And I'm going to remembering that space when I hop in again. And not liking this here because I'm at an angle, so that means it's going to be curving in. So we will witness that in a second. All right, let's go ahead and speed that up. Jump back into the cab. Okay, so I'm going to go back a little bit. The reason I'm going back and not pulling forward now is because I want to, when I do pull forward, I want to have a lot more room. And it kind of gives me a nice little eyeball, or it gives me the idea of what's actually going on the other side too, knowing that, okay, so I'm missing that. I want to know exactly how much room I do need. Okay, so go ahead and pull forward. Straighten up. Now, I didn't straighten up to where I can see what's going on in the right-hand mirrors, but when I did get out and look, I remembered how much room I did have over here. And in all honesty, if there was a truck, so if there was an actual truck there, I probably would have gone out and looked, especially around here because I'm still not parallel. Now, one thing that it did give me a hint of where everything is that I'm bringing this line down all the way to the ground and seeing where it's matching. As you can see there, this is where it is because that's telling me how much space I have on the other side. And now it's getting closer and closer and closer. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stop looking in this mirror, and we're going to stick our head inside the cab and just focus on the left mirror. And immediately look to the right once you have it straight back going. All right, we're looking good. I think we're a bit too close to everything on the left, which is normal. And now we're going to go ahead and bring ourselves over to the right and center ourselves up a little bit. Be careful of the swing. So I'm going to be turning the steering wheel to the right. And really quickly getting back to the left again. So that way there is no swing. Now, did you see that serpentine move that I just did? Okay. And now we're just going to go ahead and back up. Yeah. Now, a lot of you guys are going to go ahead and escape. All right, I got it. I'm good now. I don't need any more. But let's go ahead and just watch one more view.